It's a great honor to have three young trailblazing women from the world of sports. And remember, these are not mainstream sports. We have a kickboxing champion, world's youngest kickboxer, a big champion, and we have an MMA, mixed martial arts champion, silver medalist at World MMA, and we have the one who, there's no limit for her. Sky is not the limit for her. She's been on the top of the world, quite literally, and it's a great honor, ladies, to have you. Tajamul is the youngest on the panel and has the oldest association with Republic TV. And Republic has been tracking her journey ever since she has made the country proud on global stage. Tajamul, I'd like to start off with you. You've been a world champion at the age of 6, and you're a two-time world champion, and now you have your own academy. You are training, in Jammu and Kashmir, you have your own academy, and your journey has been remarkable. थोड़ा बताइए आपको तब से लेकर अब तक की जर्नी कैसी रही है, क्या कुछ changes आपने देखे हैं?
Back then, when I was 8.5, I just got my first gold medal in 2016-17. Then I was just so young, and when I just put it a step outside in that hot summer, for me it was tough. And I was just so young, and people were like, "Arey nahi kar sakte wo nahi." So it was just kind of tough for me. But a sudden change came into my life when I just got the first gold medal. So it was you're putting the flashlight on in a huge dark place. क्योंकि तब से लेके अभी तक girls are rocking it. And I'm just loving that energy they're having उन पर. And it was just something for me कि if I can do it, the words they're having now, like so बोलती हैं, or they're doing well in their life. तो I'm just कि नहीं हो सकता है. And somewhere कुछ places पे जैसा change आने लगी, और कहीं कुछ girls थे like they were कि नहीं हो रहा. So अब फिर अपना academy शुरू किया. So तब जाके उनको support मिल रहा है. Because I know how bad we suffered. I don't want the other girls to suffer. Like if you can do, they want to come join and rock it up for yourself. Do best. And when you know you can do 100%, there is no chance you can fail.
Since you mentioned about suffering, what are the challenges that you've come across that you have faced and also the others could be facing that you're helping them out with?
I was so young. Being very straightforward. I was really not aware about sports. My older sister and brother, before me, they just joined the sports stuff and all that. So back then, I was a little dancer with my school. I just participated in so many competitions. So it was for me, I was a naughty girl, but not in a sports stuff. So I liked that ki, ठीक है, I just want to do this stuff, that stuff. But there was a man named Raghu sir, we called him Raghu sir, Raghavendra Singh, who pushed me towards the sports field and that stuff. So, but the problem with people, my society and my father. Yeah, really my father. Okay. So he was like, nahi karna hai, nahi jana hai. Because the people will targetizing him, like, you're sitting in a group and people are all, putting fingers on your, on you that, are acha nahi kar rahe, wo nahi kar rahe, ye nahi kar rahe. So for me, that was very, it was problematic for me. So it was kind of trauma ki, Papa, can you just understand? You're not killing my dream, you're killing me. Understand, let the people talk what they really want. Exactly. So he was, no, you don't want to, if you're going to do that, I'm going to leave the house. That's it. I'm being very straightforward. You just go on whatever you want to do. This is my, last word. I'm not going to stay here. So I'm like, excuse me? How am I going to handle this stuff? But my mom, she is the fabulous person in my life, who supported me, who told me, if you want to do first, चलो फिर अपने पापा को हार के दिखाओ, उसको हरा के दिखाओ और आगे चलना है आप लोग को. And I was like, yeah, I can do it. If a mother is with me, then आगे फिर पता चलना चाहिए, like मेरे पापा को कि नहीं, I just really did that. So मेरे लिए वो चीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल था कि लोग वो they are not, वो taunt नहीं कर रहे, they are not targetizing us, they're killing our emotions.
Right.
Like, for on what basis? We just want to do something for our country. Doing performing on the world level is also serving your nation.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly. And clicking gold is not an easy thing. Hum athletes say we better know is our boards, right? So
Yes.
balance karna is a huge
Yes.
thing. तो हमारे लिए कहीं ना कहीं body down होती है. We want to do the recovery sessions, but at the same time हमारे competitions on है, पढ़ाई है, exams है, बहुत ज़्यादा difficulties आती है. वो चीज़ें बहुत थी. पापा थे, लोग थे, बहुत सी चीज़ें, और उन सब चीज़ों को overcome करके आज we are here.
Of course, it's for the world to see, and of course, everybody is witness to your success and the way you have got us all proud. And Afshan, I'll come to you on this. You are an 8-time national champion, and you've been a silver medalist as well in Uzbekistan. And we've seen you also talking about your struggles, just like Afshan has right now, coming from a society where there are a lot of pressures on women, there are a lot of stereotypes against women. If you could just share, how did you took that plunge in the world of MMA and went ahead with your dreams, undeterred?
Right. Hi. So when I was 19 when I started, right? And now I'm 24. So when I started, there were a lot of questions that was, like a lot of questions and all these, whether it was questions, questioning the choices or societal expectations or, the pressure and being a woman in a sport where, where like traditionally a male-dominated sport, and all of that was there. But I felt like, with just pure ambition and, skills, the resilience, that itself will speak for, more than the opinions that people were throwing at me, or like women just in general into this. So it was difficult to convince parents and all of that. They didn't know, firstly. I was telling that I was going for basketball classes and in college, and, and then they found out, they were like, no, you're not going to do this. And I'm like, and then my mom goes like, you didn't get any other sport or what, and all of that. And then I think I believed in myself, and I'm a believer, right? So I believe that, when you really, really do believe in something, God or the universe just, they'll just make it happen. And I just kept believing and just kept focusing on my craft, and, and then there was no turning back. I was in my mid of my engineering when I discovered this. It kind of like, life surprised me with this. And from then on, there was no turning back. And I think when you do something you love doing with all your heart, that respect is just, you just earn that respect. And I think I've earned it back in home and back in, like the country itself now. So, yeah. That's
Well,
something.
because you mentioned about the craft that actually involves a lot of brute force.
That's
Of
right.
course, clubbed with the tactical, strategy and a lot of things. But your mother had a lot of concerns about
Yeah,
choosing
because-
MMA.
Yeah, she was like, "Kyun beta, ladai jhagda," and all of that.
It doesn't
And
suit
then-
women, maybe.
Yeah,
It's
and-
not very feminine, maybe.
I know, right? Yeah. I mean, what do you mean?
It's not very feminine, maybe.
Yeah,
because the
right.
stereotypes I'm talking about.
Yeah,
because
correct. The
We had,
stereotypical
I
notion.
spoke to boxer Nikhat Zareen once, and she, in an interview shared that her mother would be like, तुमसे कौन शादी करेगा? तुम्हारे मुंह पर,
Yeah,
you'll
because I
you'll
gave
have
a
a
lot of
bruise on your face,
yeah.
and what are you doing? Why, boxing? So you must have faced similar.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people did tell me that I share a similar story, with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that was, questioned
Yeah.
as well to me. My mom was like, who will marry you, and what if your face becomes like rough, and like,
Yeah.
what if you go
Yeah.
like that and whatever. I'm like, so I don't understand. You want me to kill my dreams because a man wouldn't
Yeah.
marry me?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what? Just keep believing and like trusting in the process. Everything will come to you, and you just like create yourself, like create an identity there, and then you just lead on. So yeah.
Kamya, you've been literally on top of the world at a very young age, and you've competed, summiting the 7 peaks on the 7 continents. And you did the Everest summit. You concluded that with your father. So you've had great support from your family. And how has that been, that entire journey? How did you, get into mountaineering? And what's the support of your family has been like? Share with our audience so that at least many of the parents can get inspired.
Yeah, definitely. I think.
Shan, if you could just.
Thank you. And yeah, I think my parents have had the most important role in my journey. The reason I got into mountaineering was because my dad was a mountaineer, and he used to be out on Himalayan expedition for a month or two. And as a very curious 4 or 5-year-old kid, I used to ask my mom, what does he find in the mountains for him to leave us behind and go there again and again? So my mom said we should go find out for ourselves. And she took me alone on my first Himalayan trek when I was just 7 during my school summer break. So I think their support has been really important right from the beginning, not just in inspiring my journey, but also in kind of partnering with me and exploring that passion along with me. And of course, my mom has been my trekking partner through my initial years, and she's climbed 3 of the 7 summits with me. My dad has climbed 5 with me. The highest peak in Europe, we climbed it all together as a celebration of their 15th anniversary. So, you know, mountaineering has been somewhat of a family affair for us. And I think initially that made it very normal for me. So even as a 7-8-year-old, when I didn't see people my age on these treks or climbs that we were doing, it still felt very normal because I was doing it with my family. And I think gradually going from trekking to mountaineering, it really helped to have that support system around me.
Right. And, you know, we were talking about stereotypes and challenges and, you know, doing everything not to kill your dreams, Tajamul. You come from a society like Kashmir. There are a lot of changes that the valley is witnessing now. And you've been an example. You've been an icon for a decade now almost. And do you think that, you know, when girls like you and women, when they make their foray into sports and become icons, does that impact the society? You see that there are some changes in the mindset of the people, how women are also perceived, how they're treated, and you know, they're taken more seriously.
Exactly. The people, this is what, especially why I started my academy, just to change their perspective, the way they put the things in their perspective and make things like, a girl cannot do this or that, blah, 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 blah. So standing here, I'm still standing by this point that I just really want to make a sense here that sports as a career field is a huge, actually a marvelous thing. So people who are just putting their perspective like actually in front of the kids, their children, they cannot do this, you know, you cannot do this in this field or that. What are you gonna achieve? This does not make any sense. Yeah, I know. Yo, man, excuse me. This is the only thing, you know, we are standing here because we are all athletes. So Nighat Zareen, Lavlina, Mary Kom. She is a woman. She is also a girl, especially in Kashmir. Yeah, exactly. Our mother, our exact role model also, we can say, our inspiration. Because for us, we know how to just, how challenging sports fields are. And girls are literally, the people, they are targeting them, the people saying them the bad things about this. And actually, I don't know what they do, what kind of stuff to just really, they take the girls to the negative paths. They're telling them, no, do not join sports, don't do this, don't do that, and all the stuff. तो मेरे ख्याल से I think I believe, totally believe कि अगर girl पहले तो अगर sports field में है, she is independent. Because she know how to defend herself. Come on, appreciate her, man. Yes. Don't do this. Yo, I got, you know, it's like, it's something you can do it. So if she is independent by this, she can achieve anything. What else she needs? Exactly. So appreciate her for that. और उस चीज़ को लेकर I believe कि कश्मीर में इतना change आया है, the whole JNK, the कश्मीर इतना change हुआ है कि लड़कियाँ rock कर रही है more than boys. अब मुझे लगता है, you know, it's not shoulder to shoulder. Girls are more higher. So yeah. So it's exactly. So please, boys, exactly. Yeah, ऐसा बात नहीं है. Exactly, ऐसा girls का बोल रही हूँ मैं. Cause what I have been, you know, looking forward कि मेरे को Olympics में जाना है. So the girls are like, मेरे को Olympics में 2 नहीं 3 नहीं 4 बार जाना है. Like in my academy. So girls are like doing very much more better than boys. Okay. Like even in my academy, being very honest. So for real this time, girls are like changing the perspectives. और सोच ही नहीं बहुत सी डेवलपमेंट्स आ रही हैं इन स्पोर्ट्स में एंड गर्ल्स आर इन एजुकेशनल फील्ड्स दे वांट टू डू रियली किक बॉक्सिंग MMA दे जस्ट वांट बी इंडिपेंडेंट कि अगर मैं नीट करना चाहती हूँ और कुछ भी और करना चाहती हूँ इन एजुकेशनल फील्ड्स सो नहीं मेरे को सेल्फ डिफेंस ज़रूरी सीखना है So they just want to protect their selves कि ठीक है ऐसा नहीं हो. I want to call my father नहीं हो रहा है वो नहीं हो रहा है. It's just something कि मेरे को ये भी करना है ये भी सीखना है अगर competitions में part नहीं लेना है पर ये भी करना है और एक neat aspirant भी हूँ तो मेरे को MBBS भी करना है. So it's something कि ये चीज़ें आ रही है ये change आ रही है. So it's just upgrading every day by day.
And pushing women in leadership roles. Like Afshan also, you know, you've also been coaching. You know, you've also forayed into coaching. And how has the response been like, especially if you talk about mixed martial arts, as you said that there are a lot of reservations, a lot of hesitations when it comes to mixed martial arts, women in mixed martial arts. You do have, you know, many of the icons, if you talk about, you know, international icons like Amanda Nunes and many of them. But in India, yeah, of course, in India, you see, what is the response like? Are more and more women trying to take that plunge?
Yeah, so now I think the sport is, you know, like it's been generalized and I mean, definitely not the recognition that we deserve, but I think a lot of women are coming out there and just fearlessly, you know, dreaming and doing what they, it's like walking the talk, not just like talking about it, but actually walking the talk. And, you know, that's something that's very inspiring and, you know, empowering by itself, right? So with MMA in the South India, it's still emerging, but I think there are a lot of people in the North because when I go for like championships, all my championships happen in the North. And when I see people from different states coming in and like fighting, just that atmosphere, I'm telling you, it's just so powerful. And with MMA, back then it was like, even now I'm the only female woman athlete, and then there's a junior girl. So we don't have partners to train with, like women partners. We train with the boys, and that's, there is a, you know, like a positive and a negative thing to it. Positive is that, you know, men are known to be physically strong. That's something that, you know, that's there. So like physiologically. So when I'm fighting a girl, I'm so used to lifting boys and like, you know, like fighting with the, training with the boys. It feels, you know, like, like I'm like, okay.
It's still a man's world, will you say that? It's still a man's world or what? If you talk about MMA?
Not, I mean, for the big part of it, but I think women achievers are more than the participant itself. Who are we talking about? Achievers or participants, right? So that's something. I think women are achieving and doing, you know, like a big role in whatever they're doing. They're like standing out and, you know, leading it, maybe that's the word. So that's something. And there's something that I wanted to share. Speaking of stereotypes and mountains, there's this quote that I believe in. So it says, the mountains that you're, you know, carrying, you're only supposed to climb. Yeah. So that really like stuck with me, and you know, that's something that I, you know, whatever that stereotypes or whatever that we carry on a daily basis, right? So for me, it's like, you know, you were only supposed to climb, just keep climbing, and then, you know, there you are. At the top of the world,
Absolutely. And you talked about, you know, physical strength, if you talk about the gender difference in terms of physical strength, but, you know, women are actually known to have great mental or emotional strength, isn't it? You know, Kamya, you've been to many summits, and it's very challenging. There are, you know, situations where you really would be like, you know, it's a do or die situation. This could be my last day. And, you know, you've at least taken the expedition to at least 7 of those peaks. Tell us any moment where you felt that, you know, I could just, you know, die today, or this is it, and, you know, anything can happen from here on. What really went through your mind? How did you conquer those thoughts?
Do or die, girl.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, mountaineering, like you said, it's a huge mental effort. And, you know, there have been so many situations. We were climbing the highest peak in North America, Mount Denali. And the last day, as we were coming back after our summit push, after we were done with the climb, you know, we're all happy, we're coming back. We had the last day to walk from Camp 1 back to the airstrip where a flight picks us off the glacier and takes us back. And because the summer had set in, all the crevasses across the walk back to the airstrip had opened up, and it was extremely dangerous for us to go. And what had happened is that on that particular mountain, there are only 7 companies which are allowed to have guided expeditions. And none of them were ready to take me because I was so young, because I was a girl, and because I was an Indian, and they had a bias against Indian climbers. So we had to go on an unguided expedition as just 4 independent mountaineers who've never been on that mountain before, just going on the basis of our skill and flags that marked the way. And because summer had set in, all these flags had fallen down off the route. So we had no idea of how to get back to our airstrip. And we called the National Park Services, and all they told us was we can't launch a rescue operation until some accident has actually occurred. So we were stuck there with no way to go back. And you know, it's very mentally challenging. I think it was even more tough for my dad because he's not only taking responsibility for himself, but also for his young kid. But I think we had that kind of confidence in ourselves to kind of keep calm. We knew that by panicking, nothing's gonna come out of the situation. And we had some friends we'd made with the park rangers who were higher up in the mountain. And we spoke to them on the sat phone and said, look, this is what the situation is like. We're not going to be able to go on our own. We don't have a guide. We don't have the equipment to rescue someone in case something goes wrong. So they mobilized the 3 teams that were still higher up on the mountain. One of them had not even summited yet. They all turned back. They came down. And we didn't know that they were coming down. So we'd made up our minds. We said, it should have taken 5 hours. Maybe it'll take us 12, 13 hours. We'll just keep walking slowly. We'll look at every step and we'll make our way somehow. So we were all ready. We'd just started walking. And then we turned back, and a little higher up in the mountain, we see this line of about 40 people that are coming down, 40 dots rather, that were just coming down the mountain. And you know, they all came down. Those groups had guides who had avalanche probe equipment. So they were able to probe into the snow, and all the guides were taking turns. So that day we walked for 11 hours instead of the 5 or 4 hours that it was supposed to take us to reach that airstrip. But ultimately we made it. And you know, we faced a very similar situation on Everest as we were going from Camp 3 to Camp 4. And that is a part of the
Nepal
mountain.
side. You
Sorry?
climbed from the Nepal side?
Yes, we climbed from the Nepal side, and that part of the mountain on the Nepal side is on this very steep technical section called the Lhotse phase, which is already considered very, very difficult. And on the day that we were climbing there, we had extremely bad weather, very bad whiteouts, so much so that I would not be able to see the first row of the audience. And I was not able to see my Sherpa, who was just 1 or 2 meters in front of me. And you know, 250 of the 300 odd people who were climbing that day from Camp 3 to Camp 4 turned back and went to Camp 3 saying they'll come up the next day. And we were part of the 50 people that made it to Camp 4. And I think the only thing that kind of makes that distinction of who braves through it and who turns back in those kind of situations is the mental strength to, you know, we have the saying in the mountaineering community that when it gets very tough, just put your head down and put 1 foot in front of the other. So you just keep telling yourself that and just keep moving.
What do you tell yourself, Tajamul, and what do you tell other girls? आप वैसे बड़े pumped up रहते हो, you're very lively, very vivacious. But what do you tell your, you know, the girls at the academy in such a situation when they're down and out, or any sort of situations, even if you have to, you know, break through those shackles?
Life is tough, but remember one thing: life comes once. So if you'll not risk it, there is, you know, ऐसा कोई फिर कुछ नहीं है कि we have life. So remember one thing: the girls, especially who are watching me and listening to this. Don't take the inspiration, be the inspiration.
Wow.
I hope this helps. So just never take the inspiration, be the inspiration. Work for it, kick it off for yourself, go on. Keep going on and make it a discipline in your life, and then see the results. And trust the process, you know. Become the best version of yourself. This is all we can say. And yeah.
And Afshan, if you talk about, you know, very importantly, we just had a fleeting mention of self-defense. But because in your academy, you do help women with, you know, training self-defense techniques as well. So how important you feel is this training for every woman? Because we do understand there are a lot of challenges for women in public life. Everybody is working, but at the same time, they have to fight through many of the evils. And to fight through difficult situations day in and day out. They can be the modern woman, the most modern woman has to face gravest of challenges till date.
So with martial arts, when I started, it gave me a different perspective towards life, right? And as a woman, it hits deep, right? And for me, if you ask me, I wanted to be independent even with my own safety, right? So that's something that was, you know, in my head. And I see it as, and then I became an athlete. So this is a part where I professionally, you can professionally fight and all of that, but there is, another part of it where you can just learn the, art. It's more than just a sport. It's a life skill, right? I think every individual, it's very important for every individual to, just like any other skill, learn that skill as well, especially if you're a woman. That's something that I, like when I see all these little girls or like grown-up women, everybody, I tell them, you gotta learn it. And, it's like, it gives you a different perspective towards life. See, I believe that life is a practice, and what you practice of who you become is what, you become. So you practice, say, like being tough and, working hard and being positive, and that's what you are. When you, whatever you practice, that reminds you, right? That it's like hardwiring your brain, something like that. So I think it's more of a culture. We have to create that culture, like a way of life, to, empower every individual mentally and physically.
How's the support been, if you talk about people around you and also authorities, the government, state, central? What's been the support like?
Not very good, really. After I won the World Championship silver medal, I really thought things would change for me and for the sport, right? But I'm still here, talking and taking up the sport to a next level. It was a very proud moment for me, and for the Indian MMA as well. Yeah. But I don't think both with the state and the national government, I had received the recognition that and the
more
sport.
To do you
yeah,
feel.
exactly. And I don't really want to be, like it's not that, because I was a woman and it was not really looked upon or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, because for me, I'm like, it is a big win. It was the World Championship stage, and fighting 3 fights consecutive wins, and fighting a former world champion from Kazakhstan, and winning battles every day. The government, both the governments, didn't really, and every time I was questioned, hey, is it an Olympic sport?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the question that raises, and I'm like, excuse me, I'm sorry, but cricket is also not an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
Chess is also not an Olympic sport. Carom is also not an Olympic sport. When there is that recognition, that support system, from the government and from individuals to those sports, why not martial arts?
Yes.
Right.
The best part about this panel is that you all are from the offbeat, if you can say that.
Yeah.
Not from the ones you have. Yes.
For sure.
Sorry, sir? Yes, we would love to actually, have some MMA moves on display and self-defense technique. We will just we plan to do that, sir. But just before that, because you're from the offbeat sports, and even mountaineering is something that we do not always see many of women also taking up. Now we have a lot of them, summiting the Everest. But, do you also feel, Kamya, that there has to be a lot more support? What has been your journey like, right from, sponsorship to many other challenges that surround the life of an athlete like you? How has it been?
So I think with mountaineering, what we're missing is a lot of awareness, right? Okay. Because mountaineering is a very regional adventure. Because you need to be close to the higher mountains to be able to go out there that frequently and be able to climb very frequently. And, as someone who's always been living in coastal areas, who's from the south, I think it's very lucky that I got to learn about mountaineering very early in life. I don't think that's very common for a lot of people, but there's definitely a huge lack of support. With all the Indian mountaineers that I've met, I think a lot of them do need a lot more support for the activities that they do, because it's a very resource-intensive sport. And I have been very lucky in my journey that I have had people who've resonated with my cause, who've supported my journey along the way. But I think there's definitely a lot of more awareness needed, which will definitely go a long way in creating that support system for all the mountaineers that are up and coming.
So before we wrap this up, I would like both our martial art experts to, in fact, whatever the choice is for the best move that they can advise all the women sitting out here, since it's a women's summit, that you would, advise us one mantra that you can give us. You are the guru here. You just give us one mantra. And in fact, you can also, any of the women members of the audience can come here and join and, you know, try a hand out. Ek ek do do haath ho jaye. If anyone is interested, otherwise we have both the icons here. We both can actually, in fact just try out some moves, display some moves, show the woman power that हमारी छोरियाँ छोरों से कम नहीं है.
नहीं है, exactly नहीं है. Look, nobody comes. Everybody is like नहीं आ सकते.
दिखा दीजिए.
Exactly.
The stage is all yours.
My message was, I already said that, don't take the inspiration from anybody, be the inspiration. And if you really want to do something, be the different one in the crowd. And for that, die. Do it. And you, जैसे कि I kept
Rest,
doing
no
it.
reward, baby.
Exactly. It's something if you wanna, be the different one in the crowd, and when you enter or take an exit from the crowd have to be like, who was that woman? Who was that girl? That vibe, that positivity, that energy in her. It boosts. And the chance we are getting, like around us, every phenomenal woman, wonderful woman. There is nothing that women cannot do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there is like actually the very and the most important point I really wanted to tell all the girls out there, if there is any weakness, I got none. We got none. That's why we are here. And when you are on the huge media network platform, the India's huge platform, Republic Media Network, when you are here, for us. Weakness word doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And if you got one, overcome that, make it your strength, kick it up, do it for yourself. Just do it and don't stop. And if anybody is stopping you, stop them, but just don't stop.
Any questions, sir? Just everybody is curious, even sir is curious about the best moves that you can actually.
You wanna go first?
Please, it's all yours. The stage is all yours.
I can only show boxing because I'm wearing this dress. I can't really kick or anything.
Big round of applause for this action-packed panel that we had right now. Girl power, woman power on full display. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much, Afshan, Kamya, and Tajamul for joining us on Republic TV once again. We really honor you. You want to say something?
No, so I just want to, urge the government, request the government to really take this seriously and consider supporting the sport and women in the field, because we create an ecosystem where talents like us go to the next level. And when I was fighting at Worlds, I saw every other countries were sponsored and taken care of and all of that. So I believe with the right guidance and the support, we can go. There's no stopping us.
Yes,
so
absolutely. And we have this platform
and
so that
we will be. I'm a fighter.
Yes.
So I fight for what I believe in.
Yes.
And we'll be fighting till we get what we want. And thank you so much.
Has to be taken up. Woman to
sure,
woman.
I'm sure with this platform, I'm sure that this message will reach the right place. Thank you so much, ladies.